think it's about a little less than a year ago.
Yeah.
You make a video. And I watched the video. I don't even know where you were sitting. It just seemed like you're sitting at a place and you're kind of sharing your frustration. And you posted it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it goes tens of millions of views, right? And then afterwards, you go and you're like, if mainstream media doesn't want to have me on, I'm going to go and do my own thing, right?
Yeah.
And then you go on Rogan, you go on Tucker, you go all over the place.
Yeah.
Right? You go all over the place and you're kind of talking and you're doing what you're doing.
Hit Bill Maher.
You hit Bill Maher, which was kind of interesting. You've had a Bill Maher situation before where you called him out directly. It wasn't this one.
Yeah.
That was the Bill Maher of, I think, 8 years ago, 7 years ago. You guys had a moment. You know which one I'm talking about. The one that you were very cool and you just kind of put him in his place, but in a very respectful way.
Yeah. I called it a teachable moment.
Yeah.
Teachable moment.
Rob, have you seen this or no? If you've not seen this, just see if you can find it. It's actually very entertaining. It's 6 minutes, so we don't need to go through it. I think it's worth for the audience to watch for themselves. But anyways, and I don't know if it's Tucker you're talking to or whoever you're talking to. You said, The View didn't want to have me on. Then you said, even Oprah Winfrey didn't want to have me on. You know, when you're trying to promote your big three, you're trying to build your business and all this other stuff. And at that time, some people are like, well, you know, why don't they want to talk to this guy? Why wouldn't they want to talk to him? And then you say, you give him the, you know, maybe it's not, if you were to maybe put a new song a year ago, my visualization would have been, instead of saying fuck the police, maybe the title would have been fuck the mainstream media. Right? Let's just say, if you chose to make a comeback. So at this point of being in this business this long, Hall of Fame, Walk of Fame, you name it, you got all of them, right? Who has the most power in the entertainment industry?
Wow. I mean, it's really hard to say who has the most power. It's some very powerful entities out here, you know. Maybe BlackRock has the most power in Hollywood. Who knows?
You'd say BlackRock. I wouldn't disagree with you there on BlackRock.
Vanguard.
State Street, those guys.
Maybe they have the most power in the entertainment industry.
Do you think more than like a Lucian Grange?
Yeah, he's just, you know, he could be fired.
He could be fired.
Yeah.
Leor, even these guys could be fired.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So you're going straight to the top. Who has the most power? So you think there's so much power that if they wanted to not have a guy like you be heard, they would do their best to not have a guy like you be heard?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little too late. I got a lot of records out there. I'm heard.
Right. So do you know who Sonny Francis is?
No, who's that?
So Sonny Francis is, Google Sonny Francis.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with the Colombo family?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
You ever seen the movie Mobster with Christian Slater, with you know, you hear the story about Meyer Lansky, Frank Costello, all those guys?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So Sonny Francis is probably one of the most feared mobsters of the last 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
And he did 55 years in jail.
Wow.
He died, I think, Rob, at 103 or 104 years old. If you can go down and see what age he is when he died, 103. So he and I met 3 times in the last 2 years before he died.
Yeah.
I was trying to do an interview with him. Mm-hmm. And I'm in New York, and I take him out to lunch, and we're sitting down, we're talking, and I'm asking about his experience with Meyer Lansky. I'm asking about experience with all these other guys. And he was very comfortable throwing, you know, the people of power, the government or the money people under the bus, but he was no way going to throw any of his peers under the bus at all.
Yeah.
Even if you said to him, so, Sonny, what do you think about Bugsy? He'd said, you'd never call him Bugsy to his face. To you, you can call him Mr. Siegel. That's how he was.
Yeah.
That's this guy. If you ever read about this man, he is as legit as they get. Some stories about one guy at their house flirts with his wife. You can read what he did to that guy afterwards. Wow. Okay, so he's one of those heavyweights. Cube, do you think it's necessary for the people of power who abuse their power to be exposed, or is it not a fight worth having?
I mean, the truth is always good. The truth is always good for the soul. what's done in the dark will come to light. And, if it's the truth, then it's probably necessary.
You think the entertainment industry is going through major disruption or not yet?
Yeah, man, because the entertainment industry has to deal with artificial intelligence, artificial art, artificial influence, artificial inspiration, artificial, pictures, movies, music. And we're going to have artificial fun with it.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be here if it isn't already, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's artificial porn, wives, women. I mean, there was a movie done called Her. I don't know if you ever saw this movie, Her.
Yeah, I remember
with
Her.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, it was a
weird
movie. Yeah.
Weird movie.
Weird, but here we are.
Right, exactly.
So
ahead of time, right? Kind of like, where we're eventually going to be at that, that time was going to be coming. In these uncertain times, if there's anything we need people to believe the future looks bright. So if you've heard about me saying this mission to you, we're on a mission to get 1 million people to wear this gear. And this is what we're doing. If you buy one of these hats, there's a category of buying one hat, getting the second one free. If you haven't yet worn this gear publicly, go ahead and test it out. Buy some of the gear, wear it in public, and see how many people will stop by and say, you also watch Valuetainment? You also follow PBD Podcast? I do too. Place your order. Go to vtmerch.com, click on the link above or below, place your order, and represent the VT and the PBD Podcast gear.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.